And it's hard today because you start to absorb your sense of self-worth and what other people's accomplishments are, not fully understanding what type of person that they are or what they did to get there in the first place. And this can fuck you up, man. Good morning, brother. Welcome to another morning motivation. I actually have two stories that I want to share with you this morning that are interesting in their own way, but I think they portray a very good story that I want to lead into, or a very good point I want to lead into. And that's, a long time ago, I had this client who was a business owner. I forgot what he did off the top of my head, but he was well off already. And he became seamlessly rich overnight. When I mean rich, I mean stupid wealthy. So his family has olive oil fields over in Greece, and one day he got a call that said that there's a shack on his land with this cellar attached to it. And I think it was a newly acquired piece of land that they added to their already existing oil fields. And they decided to go explore this shack. So he got that call. He flew over to Greece within the next few days, and he goes and he checks his shack out. They go into the cellar. They got to break the lock off of it, and they go into the cellar. And inside the cellar, you will never guess what they found. They found 10,000 pounds of 98% purity gold bars. 10,000 pounds of gold bars. He had it notarized, and he actually showed me the certificate. But that wasn't even the craziest thing, is he actually found Picasso's original paintings in there. And when he tried to get them evaluated, they were deemed priceless. So he had to donate them to a museum. They couldn't really put a value on them. So he donated them to a museum. Needless to say, I never seen that guy again. I'm assuming, once he got rich and his self-worth increased, and his confidence went through the roof, I'm sure he didn't want to do anything else. He didn't want to go back to training. He probably fucking didn't do his business anymore. Who knows what he did? Because 10,000 pounds of gold bars back in the day was like $150 million. And he actually had to contact the U.S. government to bring the gold over, because gold is the currency of terrorists, and you can't bring over 10,000 pounds of gold bars. Fucking insane. So yeah, I never seen that guy again. Anyway, I want to go into this next story about Picasso, which really illustrates my next point here. And Picasso, one day he was sitting in an Italian cafe. If you don't know who Picasso was, Pablo Picasso was an artist. He was sitting in an Italian cafe. He's doodling on a napkin, and some lady comes up to him, just kind of checking him out, scoping him out. He kind of gets this eerie feeling he's being watched, so he takes the napkin that he's drawn on, he grabs it, he gets up, and he goes to throw it out. And the lady approaches him, that was watching him. And she goes, "Excuse me, you're Pablo Picasso, isn't that right?" And he goes, "Yes, I am." She goes, "Do you mind if I have that napkin?" Because he was about to throw out that drawing that he was doodling on. And he says, "Sure, ma'am, it'll be $20,000. And she goes, $20,000? You're scribbling on a napkin. It took you 5 minutes to draw." And he said, "Lady, listen, this didn't take me 5 minutes to draw. This took me 40 years to draw." And when I first heard that story, the thing that rang true inside of my head is establishing self-worth. It's very easy in today's age, especially with social media, to start to gauge your sense of self-worth and just feel like you don't fucking have anything to offer. Not really understanding that the skills and talents that you possess right now, since you aren't making money like these 19-year-olds online, you make it feel like you don't have any self-worth. It makes you feel worthless. And then you start to doubt yourself. You start to change course. Well, maybe I should do e-com or drop shipping, or maybe I should, become a YouTuber, or maybe I should sell t-shirts. It's like you start to get absorbed into all these ideas because you start to doubt your own sense of self-worth, and you think, other people are doing shit and they're making money, so why can't I? Am I so worthless that right now, nothing that I do seems to have any tangible value? It seems to give me any sense of self-worth? If you're feeling that way, man, I totally get it. I totally get it. And a lot of people, unfortunately, sell their soul just to have a little bit of money. They end up eating all of the shit in the world, constantly conflicting against their conscience and not doing what's right and doing what's simple, doing what's easy, doing what's quick, even if they got to step over people to get there. And these people have no sense of self-worth. These people feel entitled. These people feel like they deserve everything in the world, no matter what they have to do to get there. They haven't really truly established a sense of abundance. because they feel the need to take from people. And it's hard today because you start to absorb your sense of self-worth in what other people's accomplishments are, not fully understanding what type of person that they are or what they did to get there in the first place. And this can fuck you up, man. You know, this could put you into sideways mentalities. This can make you feel like you're behind, that you have no sense of fucking worth. You know, that you feel like you're not really doing anything that's making progress, because look at all these 19-year-olds online, you know, making $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a month, you know, which 30 years ago was a fucking fantastic salary for a year for somebody. And now these kids are making it in a matter of a month online. So look, I think it's a trap. You know, I think social media is a tool, and I don't want to say it's just a bad thing, but I think it does have a lot of bad consequences. Because especially, I mean, people today, especially men, we'll say, especially young men, who derive their sense of value and sense of self-worth based on what they can produce and how much money they make and what status that they hold in society. And unfortunately, the ways up the ladder in this day and age aren't through hard work anymore. You know, there's a guy called Scott Galloway who talks a lot about this, and he talks about how intergenerational theft that has happened over the past 20 to 30 years was the biggest in history. How the generations before millennials extracted wealth from the younger generations, which is the millennials and the Gen Zers. And they stole money from you, making it seamlessly impossible for you to be able to ascertain high levels of wealth working hard. Because these people have extrapolated so much money from society, they've inflated the economy, and they've made it so difficult for hard work to actually produce wealth that it's damn near impossible to feel like you're worth anything. You know, it feels like, what the fuck's the point? You know, you can go to school for fucking 14 years and become a doctor, and you're making a salary of $200,000 a year, and you're still living like a middle-class American. Fucking crazy. But, my friend, listen. Your sense of self-worth should not be derived from what you can produce and also where you sit at in terms of your peers around you. And I know that plays a significant influence in the way you feel about yourself, but your sense of self-worth should come from what you can do uniquely, what value you can provide to the world that makes you feel a sense of fulfillment, that makes you feel a sense of happiness, that makes you feel a sense of contribution. If that's becoming a cop, you know, if that's, you know, just becoming, you know, fucking, even a construction worker, if that's the value that you can add, then that's the value that you can add, my friend. Don't give a fuck what other people are doing with their lives, because you also don't know what their problems are. You know, we tend to believe that just because people are making more money than us, or maybe they have more recognition and status than us, that their problems don't exist. They don't have any. Look at them. They're living a life of luxuries and lavishness, right? Wrong again. These people, in fact, deal with more problems than people like you. Sometimes more intense problems. These people are getting sued. These people are getting divorces. These people are having employees and also other coworkers and other business owners stab them in the back, steal money from them. You know, they're in so much trouble most of the time because, just like, what was it, fucking Jay-Z said, more money, more problems. You know, as you attract higher levels of wealth and as you attract higher levels of power, you can be certain that the problems will also escalate with that as well. So you need to ask yourself, do you actually want more money, more financial success in your life? Or do you want to find something that's truly meaningful to you, to where the money that you get paid no longer matters, that you just enjoy what you're doing every day, that your sense of self-worth comes from what you can do and what you can accomplish based on your own skills, your own experiences, and also maintaining a network of people that you feel comfortable to be around, that you feel good to be around, that's like a good support system. So there's so many fucking things to do in life, man. You know, there's so many things to do in life. What is it that you want to do? What is it that gives you a sense of value and sense of self-worth? What is it that makes you feel fulfilled at the end of the day? I want you to find that out for yourself. I want you to do an experiment. I want you to get off social media for a couple of days. And if you can't do a couple of days, then just do one day. Don't look at your social media. And just spend time reflecting. Don't consume anything. Just be stuck in your own thoughts. And give yourself an opportunity to think about what you want. To think about what you have. To think about what you can accomplish in your lifetime. To think about what's important to you. And to think about what goals you want to aspire to, not what other people are aspiring to. All right, brother, I want to thank you for watching this morning motivation, and I will see you on the next one.